Hello everyone, I am Tacet's twin brother, and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 46, Day 4. It is a red day, so today, I got a haircut, but today we will be going and, doing a different team. We're going to be trying the Doomstorm mechanics that came in through the most recent troops, of course. And since it's red day, that means we have to use King Bloodhammer, since we can't use a Glaceon on this day. But yeah, we're going to be going with a Yagway, Goblin Rocket Ice Goblin, and then a King Bloodhammer in the back there. This was working out decently when we were testing out before, only really bad against Freeze. I have not actually tested against Dwarves yet, so yeah, it might fail, but hopefully it will not. But yeah, we'll have to see. Rush Goblin Rocket, Rush Ice Goblin, get one kill and basically auto-win. And that's what Yagway is also here for. He has 25% reflect, so he keeps taking damage every time he hits us. We also have front damage to the first two, so he should hopefully die. And that is the goal. So we have double Goblin Rocket, both really cheap, both ultra rares. One from the New Kingdom, which you can get from just a few event keys. And the other one, just a pretty standard ultra rare that gets used a lot. Definitely want to have its first trait. Yagway doesn't need any traits, so first trait as well as fully traded is useful. Goblin Rocket only needs first. Ice Goblin doesn't need a single one, nor would any of them really be too particularly useful unless you're really losing the battle. And King Bloodhammer ideally would be fully traded, as we are going to be utilizing his Doomstorm specifically to be able to make this team work. And we can't go minus purple because both the minus purple banners just give us a bunch of brown, and we don't actually need to feed Bloodhammer quick mana. That doesn't actually serve us much of a purpose. So yeah, let's get into it then. Should be fine. It is red day, right? Should be. Should be. Also, we are behind at the moment, but we have less battles done, so we're actually way ahead at the moment by about 10,000, assuming we get them in. Hard to tell if we're actually in the top 2 at the moment. Hey, Matchmatchers actually made it up. I wonder if they'll make it up. We'll have to see to the next bracket, but we should be pretty close. After we do our battles, we will be taking second, and then once the rest of them do it, we should hopefully be first or second. As long as we're 1 to 2, it doesn't really matter if we make first. Same thing happens regardless if we make first or second within this bracket. But anyways, let's just get into it then. Oh, by the way, I did finally get another pet. We ended up getting the Billy Goat thing. So now I'm only missing the sassy-looking Sphinx, and I'm missing the little Coca-Cola bear. Those are the only 2 I'm missing now. So hopefully we'll get those within the near future. Yeah, we're very close to 100% pets. Of course, the 2 we're missing is pretty irrelevant, but still, just for the sake of having them, I do want to grind them out. Not like we could actually like specifically grind them, but you know, hopefully by maybe the end of tomorrow with all the extra pets we'll get, we'll see. Because more people will probably be playing tomorrow compared to today. So go take that out. Go get a Goblin Rocket. Ideally, we'd want to take this into a way that we could extra turn, or hitting a bunch of Doom Skulls, or just doing some kind of nice board setup. In this case, it looks like we could do it right here, which will give us a 4 times yellow, which will give us most of our mana back for this. So we'll go and do that. That gives us all of our mana back, as I mentioned. And I guess we'll try going for a Yagway here. Purple mana. We don't use it for anything. We have it for an extra turn down here and for a lot of mana that we could take. Not worth going for, though. And the extra turn aspect isn't actually really that relevant. I guess I could put reds next to each other, or never mind, there's no way to do that either. I guess I could put yellow next to each other and hope it surges. It gets rid of some purple we don't need as well. Even though we don't specifically need it, it's still nice to take it just so it's off the board. That does get rid of quite a bit of Yagway stuff, though. But we could easily go align that. So basically the whole premise of this team is just constantly realigning the board using these 2 guys, so that we can keep hitting Yagway as well as keep hitting the King Highforge. Actually, that's probably what we're going for first. So we'll go get that down. That gets us a freeze too. And we seem to have gotten operational even before the Dwarf team, which is nice. That's not going to happen every battle, though. We could go for this now and hope it goes lucky, or we could try placing it into an extra turn, though. Is there a guaranteed place to do that? Yes, I believe right here. That doesn't interfere with anything. That just explodes all that. That blue will be there, and then we can go and convert it. So we're going to go do that. That should be fine, and yes it is. So that allows us to now do this. Oh, I could have gone for a Yagway first. I should have done that first, just so we apply the damage. He probably would have died if I did. Ooh, that was a bit of a mistake. Yeah, I definitely should have done that in Yagway first order, because now we have less red mana on all of our troops, and he's not dead yet, which is actually really important that he would go down. But he hasn't yet. I'm actually going to take this, because it's more mana than this. I'm tempted to, anyways. Yeah, Yagway's not worth casting at the moment, so we'll go, and no Cascades, no nothing like that. I guess we'll just go for that. I just don't want him getting the extra damage, I guess. Oh, he goes for the thing instead. Okay, that works out perfectly then. We'll go into a Yagway. Now we finally get our kill. And now we should be ready to go on Doom Skulls. We just throw one of these down, save this for the alignment for something else, and hopefully get his mana up with these explosions and the Doom Skulls themselves. So we do have alignment, so we'll go for that. That hits both of them. Get a nice hit in there. That does count as an extra turn, right? I forget if the Doom Skull or the extra turn triggers first. Well, let's find out. Bad time to test it. Hard to tell because we actually won the battle. But I believe we still get that extra turn. Pretty sure we do. Is there a 0.5% speed setting? Yeah, there's a 0.25. It goes ridiculously slow on the speed settings. It goes like, what on earth is the speed setting? Actually, let me go do that real quick. Yeah, there's the glacial slow. When would you ever use this other than to show slow motion setting? It's this one. There's 0.5 and there's 0.25 for when you really want slow motion. So, let's see. Anything good here? I guess ooh, that gives them brown, doesn't it? Or does it? No, that gives us brown. In slow motion. Look at it go. So quick. I think this might be like 2 frames per second or something. It's like when YouTube's buffering. You can see all the effects really well, though. They actually look kind of cool when you can actually see it. Oh, it gave me an extra turn. We can easily see every single move that's coming, too. If you seriously never want to mess up on the board, you just put it to, like, 0.25 speed. Pretty much the time it takes for everything to cascade, you could already figure out what every move is on the entire board. Anyways, let's put it back to 4 times, just so this doesn't take years. I'll go put that over. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Am I speaking too fast? Oh, yeah. You could put YouTube on a slower speed, too. I don't know if that works for live streams, though. But you can actually put YouTube videos on a lower speed if I am talking too quick. And that might help a little bit. Because I do talk very, very quick. I try not to for guides, but for streams and stuff, I pretty much always do. Also, hello, everyone. Didn't even say hi's yet. Hello, Captain. Hello, Sai. Hello, Danny. Hello, Crazy. Hello, who else did I miss? And hello, Greedin. And hello, everyone else who's here. So, right off the bat, or not off the bat, well, I guess it's turn 2, turn 3. Then again, we started with slow motion, but let's go into, I guess, a red here. Wait, does he get brown from that? No, he doesn't get brown from it. There'll be a 3 pair there. As long as one doesn't fall from the sky, he doesn't get brown. Well, one fell, but it didn't fall there, so that's good. 1 HP. Whoa, what are you doing? Wow, they're starting to hit high. So that's down to pretty much dead. Let's go get that in there. Now we just need to try to figure out a way to align something, which doesn't look like we have. I do not believe we have alignments. None that seem to be worth going for. I might just take the brown at this point and see if we have blue for the next turn, which will be set up right there. So we do have that. Throw that down. 1 HP, all we need. Oh, that Queen Titania is dangerous, though. Second to cast, actually gets a double kill. Oh, that's actually really bad. Yeah, we cannot end this turn. We end this turn, we lose the battle. But we get alignment there. Throw this down again. We should be fine, though. I don't think we're going to end this turn. As soon as this team gets rolling, it doesn't like to end. So we get a Yagway down. As soon as that dies, yeah, we won the battle. Even if we don't win this turn, but I think we still can. Just need to find a way to go and get this stuff next to each other. So we'll take a green. And that's match. And we'll just overkill them with that. Get our mana. And there we go. Way overkill. Wow. Curious what this will actually score if we don't lose a single thing. Could be well over... Oh, god, Arcane, too. This could be well over 9,500. I have no clue how much that actually is just by looking at it, though. Because of the way that they skill it. Oh, no, that's one of the pets I need. It's using the pet I need. Oh, well. Let's go into this. Ooh, a freeze. But it's not a really annoying freeze, so hopefully it'll be fine. I almost feel like switching this up a slot just so it can't get frozen. I don't think that's going to be an issue, though. Unless it really starts going crazy with Azura plus Fizzbang plus Nobin Brothers, because it's blocked on every color but yellow. So we should be able to deal with that, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Yeah, we should be fine. I hope so. We'll find out in a moment. Hello, William. Hello, Questor. Also, I just realized now when I was looking back at the previous stream, of course I could fix it when I upload it, but the whole previous stream, I spelt answering questions wrong. I spelt it with like a G or something? I don't know. It's like one little letter was like completely different because I like my fingers just like hit the wrong key. And it's like, whoops. Didn't even realize that until just now. I'm surprised no one brought it up. That or I didn't see that someone brought it up. One of the two. Probably that one. Someone probably brought it up, but I just didn't see it. That's probably more likely. But yeah, that was a fail. Okay, we'll go. Wouldn't be the first time I misspelled a little title thing. Won't be the last. Okay. We have nothing to do here because we need to go get more mana. So I guess we'll just take a red and go from there. Nothing seems to be worth cascading. But I'll move these next to each other so that we can take them for him once we get his mana eventually. So we'll do that. Oh, he took away the blues I needed. But we'll go and move that over. Still no good Yagwes. I guess we'll get a yellow and that will give us full mana into our Goblin Rocket. Then we start using that Goblin Rocket and hopefully we get something to work here. So we have Yagwe. Is there anything I can move to get this to function? I believe the answer is no. So we're not going to do that. I guess we'll just take a brown to blue. That does give him a skull, but that's perfectly fine if he's wasting his turn for a skull instead of casting Azura. Oh, he didn't go for it. Okay, so he has this thing now. That is bad. We do not have Yagwe either, but I believe we could set up a Yagwe. So all I have to do to set up a Yagwe is... Ooh, no I can't, because I can't double drop that properly. I can move that down, but that's not enough next to each other. And there's not enough reds in this area, and I can't move that because there's two together. So I have to take this purple, and that's exactly what I needed. Now we can move this down by 2. Oh, you know what? I could have actually just used this fire bomb, or the ice bomb thing. So I'm actually going to deliberately not take this Doom Skull, so that we can align the... two things that we're aligning here. We're aligning that, and we're aligning this. So let me actually catch the Yagwe first, just so it doesn't this doesn't interrupt that somehow. So we'll go through a Yagwe. And now we take this. That's not enough to kill, but it is a pretty substantial amount of damage. If he wouldn't agile it, come on. Well, we got a lot of blues on the board. That doesn't help us much, given that he doesn't have full mana yet. It definitely would if he did, but he doesn't. I don't think I take this blue because it's not actually doing anything for us, other than nothing. Yeah, none of them gain a benefit from taking an extra turn. So, no need to go do that. Yeah, none of them do have anything. So we'll just go and explode here. Now we have a Goblin Rocket and a Yagwe. I don't believe we could set up Yagwe, but we might be able to Goblin Rocket into something to get mana we need. So we'll go take that. I could try chancing a Yagwe over here. I can't drop this far. Oh, wait, I can drop this far enough. Never mind. I can just drop that right there. And as long as nothing falls from the sky, we're fine. And that's match. We get the double kill. How do you still not have full mana? Never mind. It's not match yet. We'll go take that. There we go. Took you long enough. Now we don't have alignment, though. Can we set it up anywheres? No. I think the answer is no. Oh, we already have Yagwe. Let me just go for that. That's pretty much dead already. And yeah, now we have it finally. A little late, but down it goes. And that is that. Well, that didn't go too bad. Could have been a little bit better than that, but I'll take it. We didn't lose anything. Okay, on to the fourth one. Ooh, we got a freeze. We got a Glaceon, Skullbeard, King Blood. Why are you using all of these on this day? Of all the days to use this thing on, why Red Day? But yeah, Glaceon, King Skullbeard, Bloodhammer, and Amnesia. Interesting. I think the biggest threat to us is actually that Glaceon's freeze or the Skullbeard's explosion. His storm means nothing to us since we already have it for ourselves. So, yeah, that's not really going to come into play. I guess Amnesia could start getting annoying if it keeps summoning, but that's pretty unlikely once we start getting rolling. So yeah, Glaceon and Skullbeard are about the two biggest threats on this team, especially if he gets the mana too quickly, but hopefully that will not occur. As a newer player, what should you do after killing off Shegra, PvP, Arena, doing all of the other Kingdoms quests? Something else, you should be doing PvP and Arena as your main two things. Arena for souls, PvP for gold. And you should be trying to focus on getting the gold you need to get every single kingdom purchased if you don't already have them, as well as every kingdom to level 3 or level 4, as well as then getting all of the magic and attack kingdoms to level 10, as well as eventually all the kingdoms to level 10, which is their max possible level. But, yeah, PvP and the treasure hunt are the two main ones you want to focus on. Treasure hunt doesn't give you any EXP, and this is actually really good when early on in the game, because other than giving you the best rate for gems and a few other resources like glory and trait stones, it also it doesn't give you EXP. And this is good because the matchmaking in both Arena and PvP is based on your level, or it's based on several factors. It's based on win rate, it's based on your level, it's based on your team score. There's a lot of stuff it's based on. But one of the factors is your level, and keeping a lower level for a longer period of time will make it so you get easier opponents in both PvP and Arena, which will overall make it easier if you have better stuff. Well, not so much for Arena, but definitely more so for PvP. That has quite a bit of an impact. Okay, right here, I do not have any way to get that to full mana. I guess we could go for Yagway, but we don't have any follow-up for that. I could take a Skull, but he has 65% reduction. We almost hit more just from the 25% reflect that we did to him. So no point in really going for that. We'll just take a red, I guess. Go grab that. See what we have from here. Of course, no Yagway. I guess we'll just slowly start getting Goblin Rocket up. Now would actually be an okay time to try taking some blue. So I'll take this. We could get double brown or a double or triple blue. Both unlikely, but it's worth a shot. A lot of good Yagway stuff there. It's not aligned properly. And there's no yellow we can take this turn. So, yeah, we're kind of stuck doing nothing. I guess we'll just take a green even though we don't need the mana. And now we have a yellow we can go take. What will be his move? Probably taking a purple or something. That's fine. Glaceon takes forever to get his mana up, so it's perfectly fine if he goes for it. And he just goes for Glaceon mana. Perfect. We can go get alignment right here. And that should get us rolling. So we'll take it right down by 2. That's how far I need it, right? Yeah. Take it down by 2, get the Yagway alignment, and hopefully we can get rolling from there. So we'll do that. Ooh, I did not see that 3. Ooh, that was bad. Mistakes were made. Okay, plan B. E is enough to attack to one-shot us. There is no plan B. We cast Yagway now. Plan B, we failed. Okay, we'll go get a Yagway down. Okay, I'm going to lose one, I think, this battle. It's going to be ridiculously hard to keep alive. He's just going to get full mana Glaceon next turn. Yeah, we're not keeping him alive. He has 51 attack. And he keeps getting more attack every skull I take. And if I take that skull, he gets full Glaceon. And that double convert's going to destroy us. I think we're better off just taking mana somewheres. Let's see. Yeah, that one Goblin Rocket was misplaced. Well, I thought it would be correct. I just was looking at it incorrectly. Okay, blue seems tempting, but it gives them a brown extra turn. So I think I just take a skull and hope for whatever reason he doesn't take brown or purple. Wow, he didn't. Okay, that was insanely lucky. Well then, was not expecting that. Our last chance is now Goblin Rocket into full mana, into him, into getting what we need, into something happening. So we'll take that. That's his full mana. And we need something to happen. Go! Let's see here. What is the most amazing move we could do to keep us alive right now? I can easily get full mana on him. That's not the issue. Issue is getting all of our other manas up while also doing that. Which does not appear to be that possible. I think our best bet is drop this down by 2, get his mana up, throw this, get a Yagway by some random chance, and just hope the Yagway is amazing. I believe that is what I'm going for. Because he'll get full mana off that explosion, off that one blue. We'll get the green off of that, hopefully on Surge. That will give him the last mana he needs. Then we throw Yagway into it. Unless I'm missing something else on the board, but I believe that is the move. So we'll take that. That's full mana. He gets the green. It does Surge, so hopefully this will full mana him. And we'll throw this down, and hopefully it does some kind of good setup, because if it doesn't, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. He's 1 mana short. I don't have enough mana to kill it. I could try for extra turn by taking this whole mess and just hope we get lucky, I guess. We could blue extra turn, we could red extra turn, we could yellow extra turn, depends how it goes. But yeah, 1 mana short off of that is not good. Only other thing we could do is take that blue for double red chance as well, but I think we have a higher chance by taking this overall, due to how many different things there are around here. So we'll go move that. Oh, we didn't hit it. Oh wait, it missed. Oh, I didn't miss. Never mind. Oh, we could actually kill us here. Oh no. Okay, good. It didn't kill us. Oh, wow. That was awful. But we should be fine from here. Oh no, he has Amnesia. He could actually win off just Amnesia spam if he gets lucky enough. That would not be good. Okay. Any weird ways we could go and move all this? Yes. This gets exploded. That drops by 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that makes it so he doesn't get a skull. That's fine. So we'll go do that. We get a purple out of it too, even though we don't need it, but oh well. Oh, you know we don't. Oh, I looked at that incorrectly. I'm looking at too many of them incorrectly. And that does cost us the battle. No! Okay, yeah, that Goblin Rocket initially is what ruins that. Wow. First time I've lost to Doom Skulls in PV. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We're up against the same thing again. Okay, round 2. But yeah, the biggest thing there was we didn't kill the Glaceon quick enough. So let's see what happens when we play correctly this time. Okay, right off the bat, we'll want to go and get all the base manas we need. So we'll start getting our mana generators up. Got that pretty quick, though he's getting a decent amount of mana as well. We'll throw that down immediately. And Green Surge is not enough mana. It's actually 1 mana short, so I'm not going to go for that yet. Brown Surge isn't worth it. Red Surge gives him green, so that's also not worth it. He's going to get blue here as well. Not anything I could do to actually stop that, so we'll just take a green, get that down. He'll take that blue as I mentioned. He does give us a lot of brown though, so we'll grab all that. Oh, okay, we won. Most likely. Not over yet, actually. But we'll see. We get a chain reaction there. It doesn't hit all of them by any means, but it does hit quite a few. I don't see any extra turns on the board, so we'll just go for that. Oh, of course that happens. Don't kill it. We need it. Survive all you can. Okay, I might throw Yagway here just to get the kill, even though we have no mana alignment, just to make sure it doesn't do something like that again. This does create... Oh, no, never mind. Don't do that yet. I need him to... Oh. There's a problem. If I do it now... Okay, I have to do it now, actually. Because if I don't, he will kill this regardless. Because he's going to create a bunch of skulls and then explode pretty much the entire board. So I'm going to throw this down. I almost forgot how good Skullbeard is with Doom Skulls. I was doing that earlier, but then I never made any additional teams with it. I don't know why. But yeah, Skullbeard and Justice are surprisingly good with it, even though I haven't been using them too much. Wait, why didn't he cast? Sweet, he let us live for a turn. We might actually be able to win now. We could actually still very easily lose, though. All it takes is 1 gigantic Skullbeard. I think I'm going to deliberately give him a skull. I don't have any way to take yellow, though. Or blue. Oh, wait. I do have a way to take yellow. Never mind. I'll go grab that, actually. He didn't go for skull. That's bad. Oh, he missed, though. There we go. Okay, we're fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, now we just destroy him. Should be easy from here. Well, it took long enough for us to get an infinite loop, but there we go. Well, that was very unfortunate. 1 loss to that team, as well as 1 really horrible battle, which was that one. What does that score come out to? Oh, still over 8,000. That actually was on track for 9,600 if we didn't lose or did so bad on that last one. But yeah, that Doomskull team really got us. I don't know why they were saving both of them for 1 day. I think I spreaded mine, didn't I? Pretty sure I spread mine. Never mind, I did the same thing. Well, not the same thing, you know. I still did with the Captain Skullbeard. I wouldn't with the Cockatrice option, though. Wait, what did he specifically just use? He used it with the... Oh, Amnesia. Interesting. Wait, is this a daemon? Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, that's an interesting setup. I don't think it really did much other than buff it, but still, that buffing helped out a lot. It kept the HP it needed to live, and it gave it more attack on top of the other attack it automatically has. I went the Cockatrice route just in hopes that it would create a bunch of brown and go fill those two. But yeah, I'm really curious what this team scores. Because, yeah, Captain Skullbeard and the Glaceon King Bloodhammer, as you can see, is, they can get really lucky. He only takes 11 mana, he creates skulls, he explodes the board. If you already have a Doomstorm active, it is very potent. But yeah, we'll see how it does on Blue Day. Maybe I'll need to maybe I'll need to test it onto a different day. But, wow, 3-2! I think that's the first time I've seen a team have over a 50% win rate for one of these things. Wow. I think that just happens to be because we're in bracket number 3 more so than anything else. Maybe they're not used to these things being able to one-shot them. But, yeah, I haven't been losing to these as much. It's definitely easy to do so, though. If it gets too quick and it just one-shots you, obviously that's really bad. And then if it double one-shots you, almost no team in the game can recover from that unless your summoner's still alive, if you even have a summoner. But yeah, surprised that day, actually, is today's working out pretty well. Red Day has always been one of the harder days, though. Now it's mainly because of King Bloodhammer. But, of course, for the longest time, it's been because of the dwarves that are just really annoying. Also, I should probably switch this into a Dawnbringer. I might switch my hero class. I need to go switch to Titan hero class. So you know what? Let me go do that right now, actually. Just so I don't forget. So we're going to go and... I hate having to do this, but I don't think I'm going to need any team with Dragon Guard tomorrow, so I think it'll be fine. Oh, wait, let me double check that. What do I use for Guild War Day tomorrow? Tomorrow is... I already forgot what day it is. Blue Day. Green Day. Green Day. It was Green Day. I don't believe my Green Day team ever uses that. No, it doesn't. I already know for sure that it doesn't use Dragon Guard or any hero class. So let me go and switch my, Oh yeah, by the way, we got the Billy Goat, the Goat Simulator. And we're only missing 2 pets now. Sidetracked it, but there we go. Anyways, what was I doing? I'm getting and switching this team with a Dawnbringer. Guild War Green. Defend Green. Defend Green? Where are you? There you are. I always look at the banner when it's, you should be looking at the, name of the card. Or the thing, whatever it's called. Anyways, Dawnbringer, put that in there. And now we switch to Titan hero class, and we'll be good to go. The reason for Titan is it gives half mana to the troll as well. And I definitely want to get back to bracket 2, so we're going to set the most optimal possible team we can. And there we go, Titan. Normally I don't bother switching into Titan, but for something like this, it's definitely going to be worth it. Doesn't even cost us any gems either, which is nice. Also, sorry, I didn't say some of the hellos. Hello, Bruno. Hello, Alpaca. Hello, Alanso. Hello, Analyst. Welcome all. And hello, Oscar. Let's see. You messed up and got level 100 without having any good troops. Yeah, generally you do want to stay a little bit lower than that, but still level 100 is still decently low. You can still easily recover by doing a little bit more treasure hunt and stuff. Also, it's not necessarily bad getting a really high level. It's just rushing through it a bit too quick can... It seems like everything is growing quicker than you do, because a lot of trait stones and other things within the game scale based on your level immediately. So questing, if you just like, for example, if you only did quests, you'll notice that the quests will get ridiculously hard pretty quick, because quests give you a lot of EXP. It's actually the best EXP method in the game, though they're not currently repeatable, so they aren't substantial to keep doing that. But they give more EXP than anything else, because not only do you gain EXP from the battle, but you also gain an extra little bit EXP between every single quest dialogue thing. So it just gives you a lot of EXP, and you generally want to try to actually avoid questing early on. There's really only a few kingdoms you should ever finish out when you're first starting out in the game. There are several that are worth doing, but when you're first starting out, the only few you should really go for is Broken Spire, because you get Arena from it, which is the best souls in the game for early on, Blighted Lands, because it unlocks Soulforge, and Drifting Sands, because it unlocks dungeons, and that's it. You shouldn't really unlock any other kingdom. The only few that you may consider is Forest of Thorns, because it unlocks Rowan, which is one of the best damage sources within the game, as well as the Archer hero class, which is the most well-rounded hero class in the game. You can just go with that hero class always, and you'll be perfectly fine. Or Merlantis is also a pretty nice kingdom to go for. The reason for Merlantis is it gives Azura, and Azura is a amazingly good mana generator. It's also the best disenchant in the game, which removes all positive stats effects from the enemy, and it's also one of the cheapest, easy to obtain, just overall, just well-rounded troops that can be used in quite a few teams, and it synergizes with Valkyrie too. Actually, both Rowan and Azura both synergize with a Valkyrie, which ends up accumulating you souls as well as creating a bunch of blue mana to the board. But yeah, those are about the only kingdoms that you should really be focusing on when you're first starting out. Anything else beyond that, while you can still do them if you really wanted to, they aren't really going to be helping your account out that much when you're first starting off in the game. Is there a good Yagway team for Green Guild War Day? A lot of greens use purple. So I don't know for sure if we would be able to get away with that. Specifically on a green day. Because what else would he be feeding his red into? You probably wouldn't have another red. I don't believe there's a triple color green troop that has red in it that would actually be used, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there is. Red, green. What red, green mythics are there? Let's see. No, you wouldn't use Draculus. Oh, Ketris actually would work with that. Though you would have to risk his stats. But yeah, Ketris would actually work really well. Oh, Wordbreaker. Oh, I'm forgetting all of them, apparently. Yeah, you could actually do a decent Wordbreaker synergy with that then. Or Ketris, either or would actually work, if you, assuming you had them. Other than that, let's go for something cheaper, I guess. So if you were to go into a Yagway, let me see what we'd actually build here. That was from a random troop challenge earlier, if you're wondering what on earth that team was. That awful team I just had there. We'll go into a Yagway. We'll go and get... Well, let's see what we have for options. Would make sense to actually have them up. Apothecary we're not going to need. Asher we're not going to need. Wrong context of a team. I'll put that there for now, as it's just really cheap. Captain Skullbeard better. Dark Maiden we can't put into the team due to coloration. Diviner would work if we had a really big yellow, like if we were running Wordbreaker. I don't know if you have it, though. Dragatar would only work if we ran Dragons. Famine would work, but it's... I don't know if you have it. It would actually allow us to cover every color as well, pretty easily. So you could go down that route if you wanted to. Fenrir only works if we're going to use Beasts. That should go upgrade. Giant Spider only works if we're using Purple. This doesn't work with Captain Skullbeard. Let's see. This would be good as a summoner if you needed an alternative option. Oh, we could go with some kind of Christinix team. I also like using the double Giant Spider, double Kraken too. It's always a nice classic, but of course that doesn't include Yagway. Try to give him the mana generation he needs. Almost feel like just putting the Kraken in there just so we have a backup for him in case it dies. And then just go into one other utility troop. Famine, we need you! Famine actually would be the perfect thing to put there, but course, I don't know if you have a famine. That is quite expensive. I guess there's some kind of pick-off troop to assist with it. Oh, salvating more actually wouldn't be too bad, just to make sure they don't hit you too hard. Road Breaker still wouldn't be awful either, though not as good as a famine, I don't think, in this context. And with that being said, I think we just put a famine there. It just seems like the safest thing. I don't know if you have it, though. Oh, you have famine and Road Breaker? Oh, okay. Oh, you could put either of them in last slot, then. Oh, yeah, that'd be perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll just go with the famine route, then. Actually, given that we have so much explosion, maybe we just do a minus yellow banner and go Road Breaker. Might even work out even better, just so we can keep utilizing his excess reds. And again, he's just going to go back into himself, I guess. But we'll go with this. Road Breaker for it. Order, I believe, is perfectly fine. So what we need here is a +1 blue. Is there a minus brown banner with extra yellow? Let's see. Oh, yes, there is. The +2 red, Oh, that's actually perfect. That's exactly what we need. The +2 red, +1 yellow. Oh, wait, never mind. We need a blue. Never mind. That's not exactly what I needed. I need a +2 red, +1 blue, -1 brown. But I don't believe something even remotely close to that exists. Actually, I believe that's only minus brown banner. Yes, it is. Change of plan, maybe? That, or we'll just let Captain Skullbeard get up a little bit slower, I guess. We'll get us a shot. See what happens. Let's see how it does against Doomskulls, Gorgolfa. Actually, pretty much the best team in the game. Or among one of them. So we'll see how it does against this. We have Kraken. He doesn't run immune to Devour last slot, so should be okay. Might take a little while to get our mana up to get our explosion, but once we get it going, should be good to go. As long as we have the alignment to keep it going. And even then, we have explosions to clear out the board if we don't. That are relatively easy to obtain. So we don't use brown, so I actually don't want to go take that. I don't think it's worth it. I think we're going to go in all-in Skullbeard right here. And, hold up. I don't use brown either? Oh, never mind. It was just brown. For a second, I thought I didn't use brown or purple. I forgot we had the Kraken there. There's a lot of brown on this board. I guess we'll finally just take that just so he doesn't get all the mana from it. Because he still uses both. Red, we don't really need, but it does cascade. Well, we kind of do. I'd rather be getting the Skullbeard up first, though. To start getting it rolling. So I'll take this in a way that doesn't give him a skull. And then we can just take a blue into some kind of cascade and go from there. Didn't get the green. There we go. That should be full mana for him. We don't have any alignment, but we just need a little bit more. Oh, wait, yes, we do have that. Go grab that. Double check if we have this, and if not, we explode the board, and then we just keep repeating that pretty much until we win. Because we should have enough mana to loop from there. So we do that. Oh, he ruined the board. Still might be worth going for because we get pretty much all of our mana back. I might go for the Doomskull first, though, so we'll go grab that. That does indeed give us alignment for free. And we got our Doomstorm going, thanks to him. Oh, wait, no, we don't. Wait, never mind. One of our troops have to go. Oh, we just got pretty lucky there, just randomly getting Doomskulls then, apparently. Well, we'll go and throw a Road Breaker. This clears it so we can throw Yagway again. Or ideally, it would clear it so we could throw Yagway again. He took it away from us, though. No free turn, but we could just go for Kraken. We could go and clear it out again with Captain Skullbeard, either or. I guess we'll go Kraken and chance for devouring him. We didn't get it, but oh well. He does all that and completely misses, so that's good for us, and that's match. And that's that. Yeah, I think that would be perfectly fine for Green Day. Were we trying to nuke Green Day for tomorrow? Or whenever it was? I think it's tomorrow. I don't think I set one up yet. Or did I save one down at a different area? We were trying a web spinner version. That was that. Didn't I have another green? This was the standard green loop that I've always had over here. Did I have one down here? Guild War Red Doom. Let's see. Purple Guild War Ice. No, I didn't create a new one for Green Day yet. I don't think we really need to. No new green troops came into the game as of the most recent kingdom. If I'm not mistaken, not a single one of them are even green from the most recent kingdom. If we go under, and if it was something pretty irrelevant. Oh yeah, it was. It was that guy that creates Doom Skulls, the 7 of them. Oh, and her, but that's also irrelevant. But yeah, no new greens came into the game, so there's not anything new that we could actually use, unfortunately. Unless they were to run monsters for whatever reason. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Send her and go and level her up. The only mythic you have is Death. Is it any good? It's pretty average, though earlier on in the game, it's actually probably one of the better ones. It does initially a lot of low damage, but it places Death Mark on all enemies, and basically what Death Mark is, it has a 10% chance per turn after the first turn that it will kill. So the first turn that you apply it to them and they do their turn, there's a 0% it will die, but every turn after that, there'll be a 10% chance that the troop will just instantly die, and that is obviously pretty potent, and that hits through pretty much every troop in the game unless it has specifically the immune to Death Mark ability, which is on Impervious, as well as on the Undying trait, as well as I think there's a Warded trait as well that keeps it off. But a good majority of troops within the game, I think about 85%, can be hit with a Death Mark, and yeah, it's pretty potent if it actually lands. Of course, do keep in mind that the chance of it cleansing is way higher. On the first turn where it has a 0% chance to kill, it has a 10% chance to cleanse. And then on the first turn that it has a 10% chance to kill, it has a 20% chance. And then again, on the next turn, it'd be a 10% chance to kill, but a 30% chance to cleanse. And it'll just keep going until it cleanses. Do keep in mind, though, what's nice about it is the Death Mark does trigger before the cleanse chance. So let's say it goes for such a ridiculously long amount of time, and it delayed, like, what, 10 turns or whatever it is, and then you have a 100% chance that it will cleanse for the enemy, it will actually still roll the 10% chance that it will kill before then. So, even then, it always rolls the 10% chance to kill before the roll for the cleanse. So let's say past a few turns, and it's a 10% chance to kill, but a 40% chance to cleanse. It will do the 10% kill chance prior to the roll for the cleanse. Let's see. Also, good evening, Churros and Bratkins. Welcome. And hello, Leonard and Bacon. Welcome as well. And I already answered your question, or one of them. If anyone else still has any other questions, feel free to leave them as well. Yeah, always start PvP as soon as possible. It gives you a lot of gold, like an insane amount. It's also really good to do 1.9k every single week as well. You end up getting all these rewards every single time you do these, and it doesn't take that long. Earlier on in the game, it may seem like it takes a little while, but this late in the game, it takes like an hour if we want to like rush through it. 2 hours tops. But yeah, you get a lot of rewards, and this is cumulative, so every single time you reach one of these, you end up getting that reward. It's like 46 glory keys, about 300 something glory specifically, and a bunch of other little bit of resources. And of course, you're getting a lot of gold just from the battles themselves, which is nice. But yeah, always advise getting these. You get a lot of keys per week just from doing this, and it's a great way to accumulate keys. You do gain a decent amount of leveling from doing this every single week, but if you only do it up to 1.9k each week, then it's still perfectly fine. So, still highly advised to do. At which point would you consider someone to be not being new? I would consider someone not to be a new player as soon as, well, there's a couple different points in which you could consider that. But as far as going from new player to early game, I would consider that as soon as you own every kingdom. Because by the time you own every kingdom, I believe you have to be at least level 30 for it. Realistically, most people playing more casually probably reach about level 40, 50, maybe even 60 before they ever get every kingdom. And by then, you kind of have an okay basis of what on earth is going on in the game. You're still pretty new, but I would start to consider that early game more so than a new player. Pretty much as soon as you accumulate every kingdom in the game, which isn't too hard to do. Can actually be done on the very first week when you start as well. Could technically be done the very first day if you grounded it out for like 12 hours straight and you knew somewhat what you were doing from having prior experience with match 3 games. But yeah, I would generally consider that as not a new player anymore. Though new players could be considered all the way up to like level 500 if you really consider, or depending on what you define as new player. But because you can reach level 500 if you wanted to by like about a month. And depending on some games that have long grinds like this, 1 month of playing the game could still be considered new, because there's still a lot of stuff that you haven't experienced, a lot of combos you haven't experienced, a lot of troops and just things in general that you don't even have to test or use. What was worth buying from the shop? Not that much. The only one that I would say is excessively worth it, that I would highly advise if you're planning on playing this game for like hundreds of hours, especially 1,000-hour plus, is the Death Knight armor. Where's the thing? But yeah, the Death Knight armor. It's $50, but it does do a lot of stuff for you. It gives you a bunch of keys. It saves you from spending 1,000 gems, because if you don't buy Death Knight armor, you'll have to buy Dragon armor and Celestial armor. But if you buy this, you would never need to get those, so you basically save 1,000 gems. I think it gives you like 200 to 300 gems on top of that. Plus, it gives you an armor that has 100% bonus on everything, which is much higher than these two, which don't have 100% bonus on everything. Of course, you could keep switching between them and just use this when you gold farm, like in PvP, and use this when you're soul farming, when you're doing things like arena and stuff. But anything in the game, I would say that's one of the only few that is excessively worth it. Basically everything else in this game is questionable. But that is the one thing I would say is probably worth going for. It's a little bit pricey, and obviously most new players would be hesitant just to throw $50 at something like that. But if you are playing for the long term, it'll save you a lot of time in the long run. But other than that, not really much. I would say maybe the $5 daily gems. You can only ever have one active at once. Maybe those bigger pack things where they call it, I think it's under offers. The growth packs and Path to Glories aren't too bad. And other than that, not much else. This isn't normally worth it. Maybe if you were like a really newer player and you just want to burst, definitely have Death Knight armor before you do that though. But that could help maybe a little bit. I wouldn't really advise doing this though. Unless you were like really planning on playing hardcore for 28 days straight, I would not advise it. And these are generally never worth it unless you just desperately wanted whatever troop it's showing. And even then, $50 is quite a bit just to pay for one troop and a bunch of other things. Yeah, not much. Basically, Death Knight armor is what I always just say is the only really worth it purchase in the game. Okay, where were we? Let's go back to standard Doom skills, I guess. You bought the Ice Troll for Glory. Should you save it for the next event? What do you mean for next event? You can't use it for the next invasion, if that, or the next raids, if that's what you're referring to. The Zhejian raids, even though the kingdom is nearly all goblins, you can't just simply use goblins. They have to be Zhejian goblins. So you can't actually use the new goblin for the thing. Oh, wait, did you say troll? Wait, hold up. My bad. You just bought Ice Troll. Never mind, my bad. For Glory. Should you save it now for next event? I don't know what you mean by that, then. Save it now or for next event. It only gives you the bonus this event, if that's what you're asking. You can still use it at any point, of course. But if you're talking about like dumping a bunch of glory on it, you would only need to do that if you need a bunch of yellow-purple trait stones. But there aren't too many good troops that use yellow-purple, so I don't think you would actually need to dump your glory on it. I'd probably wait until there's a better one before you do that. Because the troop doesn't gain much of a benefit from having higher rarity, nor is the trait stone particularly useful. It's useful that it's only 200 glory each, but if you don't already have something that needs that color desperately, then I wouldn't bother. Because the arcane is very rarely used. I think there's about only 5 good troops that use it, and early on in the game, Herdmaster's the only thing that's not legend or mythic that you throw it into. Should you save glory? Well, definitely buy at least one of them. But the rest of them, yes, I'd probably save everything beyond buying one of them. That's pretty much the way that you do all of them. You just buy one copy of it and then save the rest for a later time until a arcane trait stone comes up that you desperately need. That is pretty much how you do all of them until you have all the arcanes you ever need. Can you try Rock Troll, Alchemist, and Furnace, and King Highforge? Sure. I can definitely give it a shot with Shentang Banner. We'll go do that right after this battle. So we'll go take the green there. Didn't get the Cascade for the extra turn. We'll take the blue there, get Apothecary, go from there. We'll get this down onto nothing. Oh no, we have it on purple. So go grab that. We actually have 2 locations for purple. I looked at the corner. It didn't look like it was one. Apparently it is. You have all the kingdoms to level 5. Should you focus on getting the magic kingdoms to level 10 first and then just keep grinding PvP? Yes. Or is treasure hunt better? Both. Well, do treasure hunt and while simultaneously grinding your higher stats, and then do PvP. Well, basically, you should always be doing the 1.9k of PvP every week. That's just pretty much a given, just because it helps give you a lot of keys. You don't technically have to do this, but it's 46 glory keys, and the amount of time that it would take you to get 46 glory keys otherwise is ridiculously long. So it is generally a good idea to do. But as far as your main priority, I would say do the PvP grind to 1.9k, then do treasure hunt for the rest of your time, while simultaneously upgrading all your kingdoms. And yes, you would start going to magic kingdoms, then attack kingdoms, then HP kingdoms, then armor kingdoms, and do it down that way. Can I explain the hero classes? Sure, what specifically about them? Like, when you use specific ones, or like what they're used for, or just which ones are useful? What in particular do you want me to go over with the hero classes? Or just everything? If everything, it might take a little while. How do you aim Goblin Rocket to get the gems to fall where you want? You just need to go and cascade him. Well, it depends what you have as far as your team. assuming you have at least one convert, you're looking to constantly try to align your color of convert into your other color. So let's say, for example, let's just pick a Goblin Rocket team that I have set up. Let's just say the one we were using earlier. So we're using this Goblin Rocket team. And, of course, he does a 3x3. Actually, I might as well just do this into a battle just so I could show it a little bit better. But we were using this Goblin Rocket team in Red Guild War today. But basically, what we're going to want to do is, once we get his mana up, we're going to want to try to find where we need to align our colors in order to get one of these to work. I actually need to get a little bit more mana on one of these other ones before I go and throw them down. So let me go do that. We'll go take, I guess, some red here. Really need Yagway or something to get up. But basically what we're looking for is we're trying to find ways to cascade these colors to give us exactly what we want. So in this instance, we really need our Yagway to get up. So we're going to try to find red and or green simultaneously and see if there's any way that we can grab basically both of them at the exact same time to as much as we possibly can. So the highest one I could see right now is we take the explosion right here, getting rid of all this. We could also take it right here. I guess technically taking it right there would be slightly better. Or maybe not, it depends. If we take it right here, we have a green chance there. If we take it right here, I guess we also have a green chance, so never mind, no difference. But what we're trying to do, there, you can see there's 3 reds here. There, and there. If we do a 3x3 explosion right there on that brown, it'll drag these 2 reds right there, and there. So we can then take this for 5 times by moving it to the right. So we then go do that, take all that over, and never mind, I did that mistake again. I did that same mistake earlier. No! And have more board awareness so you don't do that mistake. Fail. Make sure there's not a 3-pier that will randomly get taken as well. I'm trying to explain something while making the same mistake from earlier. Good job. Well then, I guess I didn't learn my lesson from earlier. But yeah, do be aware of everything that's cascading and not just the one that you're trying to look at. Oh, that's a fail. Trying to explain something and doing that. Okay. But anyways, you're basically trying to find alignments constantly by using your Goblin Rocket. Really important that you have at least one converter on your team when using a Goblin Rocket. Not necessarily mandatory, but definitely really good if you're using it on a non-full Goblin team. Just so that you can try aligning things where you need them to be. And then you just go in right into the convert. Okay, so right here, we're going to let him have that skull. Let's recover from that gigantic mistake. Okay, so right here, anything we go use Goblin Rocket for, it doesn't look like it, actually. We're probably just going to use Goblin Rocket to get to him to full mana, while hopefully getting him alignment as well. So, there doesn't appear to be a way to do that. At this point, it might just be better to go just for a Yagway, just simply casting it. So we'll go get that down. It gives us a bit more red. I'll also get all of his mana back up, but we won't have anywhere to go use it. So we'll take that down. I need to hit a lot of brown right now if we want to go get the other guy to full mana, but we also need to make sure we keep our blues next to each other if we go and try doing something like that. So I believe we could do that right there with a double drop. Does that give us the skulls where we need them to be? No, it's going to be 1 off. I think I might still go for the mana, though. Because we still get enough explosions there that we could just let it happen. So we'll do this. Take that down. That gives us all the brown mana we need. This is not an extra turn, but it will hit for a lot of damage. The only problem with that is, yeah, he's going to get that 5 times guarantee unless we extra turn. Well, let's just hope we get lucky. Of course, we could just try taking the skull and play it out a little bit. But he's going to throw Dawnbringer and stuff, so I think we are going to go for that now. And I did not land it, so he's going to get a double kill on us. A triple kill, a quad kill. Oh, no. No. I love how when I show something and then it fails. Good example of how to use a troop properly. But yeah, basically with Goblin Rocket, you're looking to align things on the board. Either taking them for 4 times, taking them for 5 times, or taking them for converts. It takes a while to get used to them. Pretty easy to use once you kind of get the hang of it. That's not a good example of doing that thing. That was mainly because I messed up that one there. Do be aware of everything that's cascading down. If you miss even one thing like that, it can ruin whatever you were trying to go for. And as you can see, that's really bad when that does happen. Anyways, let me go do that one that was just mentioned, as well as the other question after we go do that. Let me see. What was the thing that someone mentioned? Also, hello, Randy and Frag Hunter. I didn't even say hi. Welcome. What was the other question? Someone, or not a question. Someone wanted me to use a team. Can you use Rock Troll, Alchemist, and Furnace, and King Highforge? Let me go use that. Okay, let's go get all that into a team. So, Alchemist. I mean, Rock Troll first. Rock Troll. Alchemists. What were the other things we needed? Get Alchemist in there, get a Infernus, and then the High Forge. And we'll be good to go. Infernus. And sure, let's go Forge, because I believe there's more things with High in their name. Actually, is there more? Yes there is. Good thing I went with Forge. He still comes up, though, immediately. Interesting team. Looks like Red Guild War. What do I need to revamp? I guess a +1... Wait, what is the banner suggested? Shentang. Let's see, what is Shentang? I don't like that we don't have a +1 brown, but I guess we have so much plus into red that it won't matter. So we'll give this a shot. What's the High Forge for, though? Did I misread that? King High Forge... Yeah, what's the High Forge for? What's he giving half mana to? Or are we just using it for summon or something? I almost feel like just using a Bloodhammer there. Just for fun. But we'll go test with this, and then go do that. Okay, I'll go over all the hero classes that are useful. We'll go do that right after this battle. As well as going over what kingdom or that you get them from as well. Basically, the shortest answer to that is Archer hero class, and that's it. And once you get Archer hero class, you technically don't need any other hero class in the game. But there's more nuance than just that. But if you really just wanted to go and just play it easy, just go and go to that kingdom and then don't even worry about the other quests for a while. Because that's the only one you really need. It's the most well-rounded hero class, and you use it for basically everything. Or you can use it for basically everything. It's not the best hero class for everything, but if you just wanted to have one hero class to just always use so you don't have to constantly keep switching it, Archer fully traded would be the best one to do that with. Alright, we'll throw an Infernus down. And yeah, this worked out pretty well. Throw the High Forge. Go slightly lower stats, but... And there we go. Yeah, we're almost over 7,000. Okay, let's go and go over to hero classes real quick. So, rundown on hero classes. Which ones are good, which ones are not. I might as well just go from left to right and say what they are used for, if anything. Archer hero class, basically the best one you can get. It's from the Forest of Florence Kingdom. You also get Rowan from doing this kingdom, so really great value from actually accumulating this. The reason why it is so decent is it has a fast trait, so it always has 50% mana start, and it also has Bullseye, which is a 15% chance to instantly kill the enemy. It's really well-rounded and being able to both do casting as well as instant kills with Skulls. So both Skulls and casting is really good on it, and it's just overall really well-rounded with just its stats, and just everything about it is very, very nice. It works with green weapons, which isn't good with Dawnbringer and stuff, but for early game weapons, let's say like War and Peace, which you can get from the KZL Kingdom from doing that quest line, it ends up working out pretty well with that. But overall, definitely best, most well-rounded hero class. Assassin is the best hero class for attack. Not only does it have the, I believe, the highest amount of attack gain still, I don't think that has changed, at 11 attack once you get it fully leveled. It also has the best attack-related trait on any hero class, even better than that of the Archer, which is a 10% chance to instantly kill the last slot on the enemy team. And this hits every single troop in the game, except for in raids and invasion. But in everything that a player can own, this currently one-shots everything. It's only 10% chance, but of course that's per skull you take. So if you're doing a skull spam team, you're pretty much guaranteed to get one free instant kill off their last slot every battle that you do. And yeah, it's pretty nice overall. You'd mainly use that for skulls. You get it from the Mr. Scales Kingdom. Next one is the Bard hero class. This you basically only use with pure yellow. You get this from Pan's Veil. It just gives +1 to all yellow troops per turn. Very few other instances you would throw it into. It is technically possible with Wild Folk pure team in the future, because it gains half mana when using it with King Salinas. But at this current moment in time, there's no good all 4 times Wild Folk team, or even a 3 times Wild Folk team, so it's not worth using. Next useful hero class is Dragon Guard. You probably see me using this a lot. I actually just switched out of it during this stream. It has the highest reduction of any hero class currently at 40% reduction. It also gives all dragons 1 life and 1 magic every single extra turn you do. And yeah, you can stack up a lot of stats if you're using a 3 or 4 times dragon team. It also counts as a dragon as its classification, as well as Dragon's Claw, so you even get more bonus if you use it with things like Dragon Soul and stuff, which is a common dragon in almost every dragon team there is. And yeah, pretty well rounded, really nice class to have. Mainly only used with dragons though, of course. Really good for Dragatar earlier on in the game too. If you just want to use your hero class while still getting Dragatar's bonus, it's great for that. Mechanist is basically expired, so I'm not even going to mention that. It used to be really good, though these days it's not. Necromancer is good in that you never want to trade it, you never want to level it. but it has the best weapon of any hero class currently in the game. So you want to get this hero just to go do 250 wins, and it gives the creeping death weapon. It places death mark on the strongest and weakest enemies, and then deals 21 damage to all the enemies. So yeah, pretty nice weapon overall. Great damage overall. 2 death marks on the enemy more often than not, assuming you don't kill one. So those can also do a 10% chance per turn to kill. And just overall really well-rounded. You get +1 purple off the sorcerer class that you could use for this too, in order to 2-turn it to full mana, or 3-turn it, depending on how lucky you get with surges. So that one tends to be pretty nice to get just for the weapon. Next hero class that'd be useful is basically Orb Weaver. Very niche, but it has a 50% chance of creating a little spider thing every single time it takes damage. Very rarely would you use it. It's more so for annoying, but there are some contexts where you use heavy purple teams where it's nice. Sorcerer is still the best first trait of any hero class. You get this from the Karkaroth Kingdom, and it gives you a +1 purple for every purple that you take while you're using this hero class. Out of every single first trait out of any hero class, which is the cheapest possible trait, it is the best one out of everything that currently exists, so that's worth considering. As I mentioned, it's really good with creeping death, so that you can get it up quicker, since you could 2 or 3 turn it. It's also good with pretty much every purple weapon that hits all enemies, which there are a lot of them to choose from. Creeping death just happens to be one of the better ones. Titan is also one of the best hero classes. We're using it right now, actually. It gives all giants a 50% mana start. Well, this doesn't work too well within the kingdom itself of Stormheim, which is where you get it from. But what it's really good for is using it with a troll. So if you're using a team like, let's say, a troll, a damage source, your hero using a weapon, and another troop, it works really good in those kind of contexts. Basically, any team that you're using both your hero class plus a troll, it's pretty much the best thing you can put into your team, as far as your hero class is concerned. But yeah, you can use it with other giants too, though it's generally only used with the trolls, and normally only about 1 troll on your team with your hero weapon. But you get half mana start on your hero, plus you get half mana start on the troll, which is very useful. Other than that, that's pretty much it. And of course, when you're first starting out, perfectly fine to go level your warlord. Do not trade it, but it is worth leveling if you're not planning on getting any other hero classes, just because it does gain a lot of life and a lot of attack, and it gets even more from these. And these are basically the best 2 stats to have when you're first starting off, because most of your damage is going to be coming from skulls, and HP helps you so you don't die, and HP is a lot better than armor. The weapon is useless, but the stats that you gain from leveling it and just from playing the hero class is actually pretty decent. Do not trade it, but it is worth putting the souls into. I think it's like, what, 4,000 souls or something? It's pretty cheap, and it definitely helps you out a lot. I will go grab all that. Let's see. Archer, Bard, Titan, Dragon, and maybe Divine for the current meta anyway. For what? Archer, Bard, Titan. Oh, yeah, as far as the useful hero classes. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. There are a few others, like we mentioned. I personally don't use the Divine that much. The only context you would ever use Divine in is if you're building a 4x Divine team with your hero class. But there's normally better Legends and Mythics to replace. Unless you really had no other option, I wouldn't really advise putting your hero into a Divine team. Yeah, no problem, Leonard, for the explanation. Also, hello, Tiam, welcome. And hello, Randy. Question, you notice on Guild Wars a lot of teams aren't attacking back. Is that common? What do you mean by not attacking back? Do you mean like not taking skulls or not hitting you? I did notice that during today, too, they were actually a little bit hesitant to throw their abilities at me. The AI sometimes does that. Though, yeah, you're right. I did notice that it was slightly higher rate during Guild Wars today, too. I think that might have just been a coincidence. Who knows? But, yeah, I did notice that. They were a little bit more hesitant to throw their abilities. They didn't hold it forever, but they held it for, like, a turn or two. The AI sometimes does that, but I think it's pretty random on if it does or doesn't like to hold its abilities. Can you get maps from PvP defenses? Yeah, no. PvP defenses give you gems instead. Whenever the AI does a 7x cascade, it gives you 1 gem instead of 1 map. And whenever it takes a manual move, there's a chance that you get a gold key. This occurs regardless of if you do it in normal battles or if your AI does it, but that will also give you the gold key. But those are the only 2 resources that your AI defend team can actually accumulate for you. For example, if you put a Valkyrie on your team to farm souls, that will not work on your defend team. You'll accumulate 0 souls from its battles that it does. But it does accumulate the gold keys, and it does accumulate the 7x cascades as gems instead of as a map. It'll just give you 1 gem instead of a map. That's left over in the game from ages ago, back when every single 7x cascade used to give 1 gem. But of course, they eventually replaced it with maps, but they didn't do it for defense for whatever reason. Not quite sure why. Seems kind of odd, but I don't mind. I actually prefer getting the gems from them than the maps, because I have way more maps than I'm ever planning on using. We're up to over 4,000 maps. And I believe that comes down to, let's see, we could use about 55 maps per hour. So whatever that number is divided by 55 is about how many maps we could do per hour while rushing through them. If we played them out, it would take even longer. But if we divide that by 55, it would take us about 75 hours to complete out that many maps. That is a lot of time to spend just in a treasure hunt minigame. And I could never have the patience to spend that much time in there. I like throwing them in here and there, especially when it's an actual event for it, because it actually feels a lot more rewarding. But yeah, there's no way I'm doing that for 75 hours. Nope, not that long. But yeah, we're not getting that done anytime soon. That is for sure. Hello, Matt. Welcome. Hello, hairless Tacet. I know, right? Almost forgot I even got the haircut. It feels so cold now, too. But it's going to be nice for the summer, since whenever I go for walks or anything like that. Haven't been to the beach for a while yet, either. Didn't really go that much last year, and I haven't a single time this year, mainly because it hasn't really gotten nice enough for it. Also because I hate having to go past the major roads. Where I'm living right now, I do have to go past like 2 major roads to actually get there. And it's biker week right now, so there's a lot of bikers going around. It's almost impossible to cross any road. Unless it's like a side road, you're not getting across any road easily. When are you attacking? We get points. The other side isn't attacking back. Points. So I've been winning every Guild War battle. Does that explain better? You mean when we are attacking, we get points? The other side isn't attacking back. Points. So I don't know what you mean by that. But you still get points regardless if people are invading you. If you're talking about no one's attacking your defend team, that doesn't really matter much. That has no effect on your overall points, if anyone attacks you or not. Oops, that's the wrong category. Oh, no, that was right. Never mind. But if we go into Guild Wars, it doesn't matter if you have 0 for every single one of these, as if no one attacks you ever. Hey, we're up to 4-2. We actually hit a 66% win rate. Nice. But it doesn't actually matter if people are attacking you. This has no effect on your actual points. Or personally your guild. It only affects their guild, really. It just really gives an indication on how good your team is doing. But the only thing that matters in this regard is that every single team you set here has to be completely unique. All 24 of these troops need to be different. Doesn't matter what they are. Ideally, they'd be strong teams, but all 24 of these need to be different for you to get the full amount of points. Other than that, nothing else affects you here, if that's what you're referring to. If that's what you're referring to. Haha, that's not a haircut. That's a lost fight with a lawnmower. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It could be that the other guild is not playing, too. If that's what you mean. If no one is fighting you back at all. Oh, what's my green team day? My green team day is... I have a couple different green days that I use. I don't have anything new for green day, though. It's all my old ones, because nothing new came into the game recently for it. But Web Spinner, Yasmin, Dark Maiden, Queen Aurora, which I'm probably running tomorrow. Because I keep running this one, which is Glitter Claw, Yasmin, Dark Maiden, Queen Aurora. Basically, I would advise building your entire team around Web Spinner plus Dark Maiden if you have it. And if you don't, try building some kind of Captain Skullbeard, Dark Maiden with 2 other troops. And either of those 2 would probably be your best bet if you have those. Dark Maiden you should. Captain Skullbeard is questionable. Web Spinner is questionable. But they're the best mana generators, and then you just put them into a couple damage sources. What's nice about Web Spinner is it can infinitely loop the greens into just all the damage that it does. So even if you don't have any magic or anything, you can still get it to kill really easily. But yeah, some people either don't opt into the Guild War thing, if that's what you're referring to, or they just don't have anyone really participating in their guild. That happens, particularly during the lower brackets. You can find a lot of guilds that do nothing, and you just easily wipe them. Or that, or they only have one person in their entire guild, and it's the same battle every time. Oh, you haven't lost a single battle yet this Guild Wars. I keep getting trolled by Goblins. I think almost every loss, as of recently to me, has been to Goblins. Though I could have easily avoided my previous one. Actually, no, it wasn't the Goblins on my previous battle. It was 2 Doomskulls. But yeah, Goblins or Doomskulls, they're really annoying. But we did lose again today. I think we actually have 2 this week that I ended up losing. Which is actually kind of bad, because this is bracket 3. Yeah, I'm still losing, as if it's bracket 2 or 1. But yeah, I've lost twice already. This one I actually could have avoided. This one was... There's nothing I could have done about the Goblins yesterday. I was going to lose that regardless of what team I used. And regardless of what I did at that point. But this one I could have easily avoided. I just made a really huge mistake into another mistake that then destroyed us off of Doomskulls. But yeah, that could have been avoided. But oh well. I think we're still doing okay overall. Oh no! My mistake made it so we're not second place. But we still have plenty of battles, so we should be fine. We'll see where that's at. Like, we even see we're plenty ahead of what we're currently up against, so they're not that high. The main one is if we were up against matchers, but we're not actually up against either of these two. The two guilds that we really need to make sure we win against, we're not even up against this week, which is kind of odd. Yeah, oh wait, never mind. Yes, we were. We're against matchers on Monday. Oh, okay, so I was up against one of them then. And we ended up beating them by 8,000. So we should still be ahead of them then, if that's the case. Because we've been averaging about that much every day, 250,000, right? Yeah, 250, 250. Oh no, we did a little lower yesterday, but I believe that's because 1 or 2 people didn't do their battles yet. And then, of course, we're a lot lower today because a lot of people haven't done their battles yet. What's the best team for pets? I normally just use the Doomskull spam team. Generally. If you're earlier on in the game, you're going to want to go and use more like a Devour-related team. If you have a Great Maul, use a Great Maul into Mercy. If you don't have a Mercy fully traded, use a Apothecary for it and do Great Maul into Apothecary. If you don't have either of those, try using some kind of bullet team where you just keep trying to Devour with it. There's a new troop coming in on Monday that might be pretty good for pets as well that has a Devour chance with a bunch of Browns. So, yeah, that one might be pretty useful if you don't currently have anything to Devour with. But Devour spam and Barrier spam are your easiest ways to survive. And Mana Drain spam and Entangle spam. Basically everything that disables out the enemy, as well as having a Devour just to make sure you steal all their stats, is the easiest way to win. Or any combination of those kind of things if you're struggling with it. But no, this is generally what I run later in the game for running pets. It can get through every pet within about 8 minutes total or less for the battles. I had to do one within 10 minutes earlier and we still had plenty of time left when I was doing it off stream for the Billy Goat because it came in a little bit later. But yeah, I could, regardless how much time you have left, this team tends to do it in a pretty decent rate. Might take a little bit longer, like 10 to 15 minutes if you are running with slightly lower stats or if you get slightly less luck, because it can be somewhat luck dependent. But overall, it's ridiculously quick, and I'm actually not aware of anything that runs through it quicker than this. There's plenty of good stuff to use, don't get me wrong, but there's... Oh, speaking of good stuff to use, let's go use it to go get a pet. But yeah, let's actually time this. Let's go and just see how quickly it goes. This is actually perfect. So, let me go bring up the timer, and we'll actually go time exactly how long it takes to go clear all 8 of the pets with this. Of course, keep in mind I'm running max stats, so... and it's all fully traded. It's not mythic yet, though. So it is slightly less than absolute max stats, I guess, technically. Is Dark Monolith any good? No. I would use Lava Elemental in most situations instead of it. Monolith is very rarely useful. The problem with it is it blocks too much mana for having no board control at all. But yeah, I would not advise it. I would use Shegra or any mythic with brown-red in it, or... if you need another cheap option, what was the other one called? Or an Alchemist, or a... basically almost everything other than it. Let's see. All the things I would use prior to putting a Dark Monolith into your team. Wrong one. An Alchemist, a Dark Troll, a Elma Grim, a Guard's Avatar, a Ketris, a Yarrow in most situations. A Lava Elemental is generally the closest thing because it also has 50% reduction. In many cases, it's actually better than it. A High Forge, a King Bloodhammer, a Ragnagord, really good mana generator, a Shegra, and that's it. That's all the troops, and maybe Nobin Brothers in some contexts of some teams, though normally it's better to use a Ragnagord. But yeah, all those troops, particularly Lava Elemental is one of the cheapest ones you could do, plus it still keeps the Stone Skin, are all better than using a Dark Monolith. The biggest issue with Dark Monolith is its 15 mana cost to hit the 2 weakest. You'd have to deliberately make sure this troop takes HP damage. You also have to deliberately let your enemy cast a bunch if you actually want to go and get additional magic if you're not using something else for it. So not only do you have to let the enemy keep hitting you with not just their skulls but also their abilities, but you also have to get him to do HP damage. If he doesn't take any damage on his HP, you don't get to 2 times damage on both of them. But yeah, I would not really advise using Dark Monolith. He's actually a pretty underwhelming legend. Really wish they would have revamped him slightly. More often than not, Lava Elemental is better. Anyways, to the pets. Let's go see how long this takes. So let's just start it from the screen and start the timer, I guess. And where's the little thingy? And off we go. So let's see how long it takes us to run through all 8 of the pets. Okay, bad board. We'll go take that over. Actually, it's not that bad a board. When you're rushing through it, you don't see almost everything. What do we take? Let's go grab that down. Get a little bit of our mana. Clear out the board because there's not much to take. Get an Apothecary here if we have it. See if we can find it. I did not see it. Actually, we do. We have it on yellow. Grab that. See if we have alignment. Good enough. Should be dead. There we go. On to the next one. 32 seconds. Though, of course, the earlier battles will go way quicker. But I actually never have timed it down to the T as to how long this takes us. I just assumed it's like 8 minutes or less. as long as we don't get trolled by the final 1 or 2 battles. Also, I do use 4 times Gob Chompers for the Goblin ones, though. I don't use this. You technically could use this. I just like using the Goblins because it's fun to see them all get devoured. Okay, we'll go throw this down, go from there, throw this onto, like, yellow or something. Get that up, see if we have alignment, way more than enough off of that. And that should be match, or really close to it. And way overkill. And there we go. Battle number 3. Oh, no problem, Randy. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, if any of you, if I don't understand, feel free to just describe it again. If I ever do miss what you're trying to say on something. If anyone else still has any other questions, let me know. I'll probably be ending out actually after once we get this pet, so do let me know. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I mean, wait. Yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. Losing track of days. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 13 hours after right now. If any of you want to go rejoin us again, we'll have a bunch of redeem codes and all that. We'll also be back same time as always as tomorrow night. 1 hour prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we'll just be messing with the Guild Wars again. I believe it's Green Day tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we'll go and take the skull over. Grab into some explosion. Oh, I could have gotten the red one. That was Alliance. Luckily, that's still cascaded and got all the kills we need. On to the next one. Do you know what the new pet does? It's dragon bonus. It's a bonus to all dragons, and it takes red food. Is what the next pet does, unless they're going to change it last minute. But it is a dragon, so I'd assume they're not changing it. There's very few things they could change it to. But yeah, that should be what it does. It's red pet food, and it gives dragon bonus. It's actually going to be pretty useful since there's a lot of dragon teams out there that are amazing. It's one of the best 10 pets in the game, actually. Once it comes in. Unfortunately, there's so many good pets under red. There's like 3 to 4 good pets under red now. Which is a little bit annoying that they're not giving good ones to the other colors, too. But yeah, red now has Magma Pillar. It has that fox-looking thing, the Fennekit, whatever it's called. It has the Whelp, the one from Dragon Claw bonus, and now the new Dragon, which I forget his name, but he's going to be coming in with Dragon bonus. And all 4 of those take red food. I will grab that in there. And do we just throw it again? No, we don't have alignment. We'll just throw that down and hope it doesn't backfire. And that should be match. Take that down. Overkill. Way overkill. There's like an extra 1 or 2 kills in there. And on to the next one. Oh yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said that 5 minutes. Gosh, wow. We could actually do it in like 4 minutes if we really rushed through it. Though we'd have to get really good boards for that. That's actually a bit quicker than I was expecting too. The current rate. Actually, it is going to come down to about more towards like 550 or something. But still, that's definitely pretty nice. Go through the Gorgulta down. I don't know if that's actually the quickest you could do. There's probably teams out there that could be slightly quicker. I just love using this name. Enjoying it before they nerf Doomskulls. Because it's almost inevitable that they will. In some degree. Either by adding counters or by adding or tweaking the mechanics slightly. They're doing something to it for sure. Okay, we have 2 more battles. If we somehow get really lucky, we could actually make it in before 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen this time, though. Well then, we'll go and take the yellow over. Go grab the other yellow. Got a Gorgulfa in there. Ooh, really nice cascade. Unfortunately, it's not an extra turn. Grab that for a free turn. Apothecary away the purple. Almost just did it on red. Oh, we don't have any alignment. Let me just clear the board. It'll take much time to get all that off the board. Did we just clear it again? No, we'll just go throw this down and hope it doesn't backfire. Hits it for the kill. We throw it again. We don't have... Oh, wait, we do have another alignment. We'll go for that, and that should be match, or at least into a range where we can get it into match. And we just move that over. Take that for the kill, and that's the finished, or should be, or not. And there we go. Okay, and now we just have the last one. So it does look like it's going to take us 550, as I mentioned. That'd be funny if it lands exactly on it. Or that, or on 555. All the 5s. Okay, let's see. We'll go and... Ooh, bad starting. What do we take for the start? I guess we'll grab that into that. Start getting Gorgulf up immediately. Get that to full mana. Get that over to full mana again. He'll hit us. Doesn't that devour blues? No, it only devour submerge for whatever reason. I don't know why they added a specific submerge counter like that. I think they were expecting submerge to be way better than it is. And I feel like they expected Doomskulls to be a lot less effective than they are. Okay, we'll go and get that in there. Oh no, we're not gonna make it for 550. Hooray! Hooray! It's not that big a deal. As you can see, that took about 6 minutes to complete. And there we go. But yeah, it looks like about 6 minutes, pretty clean for the all the rewards, and then we claim them all. Yeah, that's about how long it takes to. Oh, 4 short longs. That's a lot of short long. That is 1 long short long. But there we go, bunch of short longs, and in about 6 minutes. So yeah, we could easily do it in 8 minutes whenever we see it. Oh, by the way, we had a lot of legendary tasks. I ended up opening up 5 earlier. I guess it encouraged my guild to go and do a bunch of them because, wow. I was not expecting this many earlier. I noticed this earlier. I didn't go through all of them yet, though, so let's just open them now, I guess. See what we got. I think I saw 2 legends earlier, one of which we actually needed, if I'm not mistaken. One of them was useless, the other one wasn't. If we could find them. I know they're in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, we got another copy of Gorgolfa. That's an amazing troop, but we don't need more copies of it. This other one, I believe, was one we needed. Yeah, Hindla. I don't believe we mythic Hindla yet. Or did we? Let me go double check. Oh, I could have clicked on her card there, and it would have told me. Did we mythic Hindla yet? No, we did not. We still need 3 more copies of her, so that's actually a really good pickup, because that's actually something we need. Exchange like 10 Gorgolfas for 1 more copy of her. Let's see, or technically 3 more copies. 30 for 3, I guess. Fortunately, there's no exchange system. Oh, we also got Krug the Dread, which I don't need more copies of, and is also pretty useless. Can we get a mythic? Wow. I think they did like 3 more since then as well. This is more than what I noticed earlier. And it seems to be the end of the line. And then the last one, and just much more keys, which is actually good. Keys are the best thing we even get from them, personally, because I don't need trait stones. I don't need legends in like 90% of the instances. There's only like probably 5 legends I needed to drop. And it's very rare that it actually gives me one I need, like that Hindla. Is your video on low-level teams from 227 still actual? There's probably some good strategy within those teams, though generally any team builds that are over 6 months old probably aren't the most relevant. They're probably relevant in the fact that they're still decent, but they might not be like the best things in the world to be throwing earlier on in the game. Can I see your roster on gold donations? Oh, sure. Yeah, how much have I donated to the guild? I don't even know these days. I started this guild, how long ago was it? I started this guild 673 days ago, which is almost 2 years now. Almost had this guild for 2 years. We already claimed everything, right? Yeah, we already got all that. Okay, anyways, what was I doing again? Guild Wars. Oh, not Guild Wars. Wrong category. And I'm misclicking on everything. Guild, roster, and yes, we're at 109,970. I mean, 109,973,000 gold with the nice looking 000 at the end, and 131,771 seals. So do keep in mind I haven't used any orbs yet, and 61,567 trophies. And that's about all the resources I've accumulated in 2 years. Not excessively high amounts, but it's decent. You can see there's actually people in the guild that are way higher in some of those values. But yeah, that's where I'm currently at from 2 years of progress within this guild. There's some people that could probably do that in like 3 months if they really wanted to. And probably do. Demon Angel is probably one of them. Let's see. Hello, Dawn. Do you have a video for beginners on building kingdoms and why? I have a Kingdom Star related video that goes over basically everything with that. I forget if I justify it for early game players, but I do have a video that's relevant enough to what you just mentioned that I think it would be fine to show you. Let me see. If I go under my channel and I go and use the search bar to look for... Oops, I still have the timer there, don't I? Let me go close that. Fail. That was from when we did the pets. It took us 6 minutes, basically, to get through all the pets. That's what that timer was for. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, searching for Kingdom Star. But yeah, this video goes over most of that, I believe. Not specific to that exact, but it goes over basically all the information that you need to know about upgrading these things. Let's see. Oops, why is it frozen? There we go. Copy that. But yeah, that one right there. That link right there. Hopefully it works. If not, just look up like Kingdom Star on the search bar on my YouTube page, or Gems of War Kingdom Stars, and it'll bring that up as well. Should be the first result every single time, most likely, due to so many few other results related to that topic. So searching in it either would bring it up if that link doesn't work for whatever reason. Do you have a recent video on how to build Guild War teams? On strategy, I do not believe so. The most previous video I've done is probably still relevant. I have had people requesting that I do it again. I believe next Guild War week I will go and do that. I did want to kind of hesitate on doing it a updated one yet, because I wanted to wait until Doomskulls. We got to see how Doomskulls functioned before I really said anything, because of course Doomskulls shaked up what you do specifically within the Guild Wars. But yeah, I'm probably going to do that next Guild War week, so in like about 3 weeks from now. Maybe a little bit preemptive to it, I'll go over it. But during that time, I will pretty much be, I guess, redoing the defend thing, as well as the teams thing. I might actually start giving examples for specific ones too, because I haven't really given many examples in the past. I generally just go over strategy, mainly because strategy is a lot more important. Because if I go over, let's say for defend teams, what are the best 6 defend teams to set, or at least what I perceive to be the best 6, and what most people use as well, just generally, from what I see people using, and just, you know, just in general, from higher tier guilds. The problem with this is most people don't have all these troops, and if you're missing just 1 or 2 of them, you might have to reset like 3, 4, or 5 of those teams, because you have to make sure all 24 of them are unique. As far as for using them invade-wise, that's a little bit more static. The meta for it tends to stay the same for a long duration of time. It stayed the same for a while. Most of the same teams I still use. Of course, Doomskull has switched up slightly, but for the most part, it's still relatively the same thing every time, every week. Should you do challenge and quest from all the kingdoms? Not really. Challenges are only really good for the little burst of souls, and you should try doing them on Warlord 2 or Warlord 3 difficulty if you can, maybe even Warlord 4 if you want, just because it ends up accumulating a little bit more souls that way, and you can only ever do each one once for the soul casket, and the final one gives you 100 souls at the end. So if you're getting like 100% bonus from, I believe, Warlord 3 difficulty or whatever it is, that will end up being a nice chunk of additional souls. It would be, in that case, a whole additional 100 souls on top of it for 200 souls, plus whatever other bonuses you get on it. But I would kind of stay away from doing challenges in kingdoms, as well as quests. Quests you should only really ever do for the main core kingdoms in the game, like Broken Spire for Arena, Blighted Lands for Soulforge, for Soulforge, and Drifting Sands for the dungeons, which I already did earlier. Because this gives you those jewel things, Soulforge gives you the capability to craft stuff, and the Arena gives you the best soul farming method within earlier on in the game, as well as a decent one later in the game, as well as technically the best trophy gains in the game as well. Though you tend to not really care about that as a newer player. That's a pretty irrelevant resource within the game. Oh hey, we have exactly 527. Nice. 1,000. I like neat numbers. Anyways, what was the other question a part of that? Oh yeah, as far as doing kingdoms themselves, some other kingdoms that are worth it are Forest of Thorns for Archer class, as well as Rowan, Merlantis for Azura, and technically Adana into Kaziel for War and Peace. And other than that, there aren't really too many other kingdoms, unless there was a specific hero class you really wanted, like maybe Kedar for Creeping Death Weapon or something like that. But yeah, that's about it. You should try staying away from quests early on in the game if you can. I know it's tempting to go do all of them immediately, but they do level you way too much, and it's much better to spend your time, especially if you're playing free-to-play, to spend your time instead in either PvP or Treasure Hunt, because doing quests don't really pay you out that well. They only really pay you out with the rewards you get at the end, and a lot of the rewards you get at the end of most quest lines are useless, except for the ones I basically mentioned. What's War and Peace? It's a weapon you get after you complete out Adana Kingdom, as well as then complete out Kaziel Kingdom. You have to, I believe, complete out Adana first, to some degree. I forget if you have to do the full quest line or the entirety of it. I mean, the entirety of it, or up to a certain point, I mean. But then after you do the entirety of Kaziel, and then you get a little bonus quest line at the end, and it basically gives you this weapon. The main reason why it's relevant is it's the easiest to obtain full AoE weapon when you're first starting out in the game. And full AoE as in it hits every enemy on the enemy team. It deals an amount of damage to all enemies based on your magic, and gives all of your allies 2 attack. And when you're first starting out in this game, you can pretty easily obtain this. You can get it by around level 50 to 100, or maybe even 150, depending on when you decide to go and try getting it. It only takes you about an hour or 2 to actually obtain, and there aren't too many weapons earlier on in the game that hits all enemies, and this is the easiest one out of all of them to obtain. It takes the quickest amount of time. Pretty much only takes 2 hours, regardless of how progressed you are within the game. It does level you, of course, quite a bit, completing out 2 whole kingdoms like that, but still, it's a really nice weapon to have. It's not used too much this late in the game, but its 2 attack value plus its full AoE into brown and green tends to be pretty decent. There's not too many good troops early on that use these colors other than like a Soothsayer or something. So it helps fill that gap as well. It's also great in Arena. Once you get that weapon, you can just keep running Arena, and your weapon will be much better. Oops, that's not where Arena is. But not anymore anyways. But it's good to run in Arena, since most people around your level range, if you get it very early, like around level 50, 100, 150, probably don't have weapons that hit all enemies yet. So having something like a War and Peace will give you a pretty decent advantage. Plus it gives you 2 attack, which is quite substantial in Arena, even though it doesn't seem like much in most other contexts. Let's see. Dragon Soul, Queen Titania, and Furnace, and Elma Grimm was a good team today, with all the pet bonuses. 3, do you believe? Yeah, there's quite a few teams that are actually pretty decent to go run now, due to them being able to gain 3 bonuses or 2 bonuses that you end up getting from using like a pure color team or other bonuses like Dragon, Divine, stuff like that. But yeah, I do really like the pet update, I do have to say. Well, I still find it a little bit annoying with the whole timer thing and all that. Overall, I have received it pretty nice as far as how I feel about it. Hate that they're spending more gem sinks into the game, but of course that was kind of to be expected. And I hate the timer, but other than that, everything else with them is pretty nice. It makes it so the people that can actually get a lot of pets are late game people, but late game people tend to be the people that don't actually bother using combination of troops within their team. So we are capable of actually obtaining the pets at higher rates than anyone else for the most part, but we have less of a use to use them. But because we're now getting that extra bit of bonus on each thing, like normally these kind of team bonuses that we'd normally get, they're pretty trivial. They're almost no stats at all. But if we have an upgraded pet that's giving us, let's say, like a 2.5 times like this, then, well, that just became a little bit more desirable to go use it. And compared to someone that wouldn't have this, that's a pretty decent stat difference as well. So, yeah, that's basically made using troop typings useful in late game again. It wasn't pretty much ever. So maybe not again, it's just never really been useful. But now it's kind of somewhat useful in some contexts. In most situations, still not the greatest, but hey, it at least it's a step in the right direction as far as trying to at least make content not dead. The only other thing that's slightly bad about pets is they will be adding some fully cosmetic ones. I have no clue why. They need to not do that. Every single pet should do something. Even if it almost feels useless, it should do something. What would you say is the best pet to use for today? You got Mini Mushroom. All pets are always active perpetually. The pet that you're wearing does not dictate the bonuses that you're getting. All pet effects are always active as soon as you get them. So it doesn't matter which one you set. It's just a visual. This thing that we have on this is simply just for visual purposes. It does nothing to our stats. Well, having him, of course, does, but having him on our shoulder means nothing. We get all the bonuses of every pet in the game simultaneously, regardless of which one you're wearing. As far as food is concerned, the food that you do generally would be... blue would be Pincher for... Krabby for the blue food. For green food, it would be the Oreo cookie. For the red one, there's so many of them. There's the dragon that's coming in next week. There's the whelp if you run Dragon Claw teams. The dragon for next week if you run dragon teams. The magma pillar if you run elemental teams, which is most noteworthy one of that is Sunbird, Rowan, Firebomb, and Fennekit for Red Guild War Day. So there's like 4 things to throw down. I'm personally going mainly into magma pillar and Fennekit, but I'll probably be getting the dragon up a decent amount. There's just too many good things under red right now. Yellow has the Griffling mainly, though if you're later on in the game, Peace Pigeon's pretty nice too, due to all the really good late game Divine teams these days, due to Divine Ishpala and all the Divine Mythics. Purple, you'd mainly want to go into Moon, particularly if you're early game, but just in general as well, because it gains a really huge benefit from every level, a whole 1%, whereas all the other ones gain 0.25, but it gains a 1% extra soul bonus for every single time you level them up. Really good to go for. Other than that, you'd want to go into either the Eyelet, the Fairy, or the Mini Mushroom, depending on which one you like the most. This one is Mystic if you're using Mystics, this one is Fae if you're using Fae, and this one is for Purple Guild War Day, though it doesn't give you any additional bonus until 2.75 or 3 times if I'm not mistaken. Even though this one also gains 1% per thing, EXP is a really bad thing to get more of in most situations, and it's not really worth spending your resources to try to get more EXP, so I wouldn't really bother with that. And other than that, Brown Day, always throw it all in on Mimic. Mimic is the best pet in the game, and it gives an extra gold bonus, which you use for pretty much everything. Regardless of where state in the game you're in, you're always going to need more gold. And the next best thing would be a Rocky, and he gives you a bonus on Brown Guild War Days of HP. And that's everything that you would do with the pets. And again, they all are always active, so it doesn't matter which one you have on your shoulder. You're running Gorgolfa, Diviner, Yagwe, and Infernus, I think that is. Want to replace Diviner. Any suggestions? What is this used for? Or is this just a PvP team? Probably do a Mercy then. Oh, never mind. You can't do Mercy. You have Yagwe. You already have something converting out that color. I guess run... I'm almost leaning towards a Ragnagord, but I believe you're still missing a color if you do that. Yeah, it would be missing blue and just blue. So I guess just try putting something there that uses blue then that will support the team. Let's see. Is there anything... I guess Azura could be okay. If you want to go down that route, get the stats, put it behind your Yagwe. Do like Gorgolfa, Yagwe, Azura, and Infernus, and go down that path. Because you definitely have that. It's from Atlantis if you don't already have it. It only takes like half an hour to an hour to go get it. Your Mimic is now level 20. Congratulations. I still haven't max leveled any pet yet. I probably won't be until we get the Mimic max, because that's the closest one we currently have to maxing any pet. But yeah, I haven't used any white pet food yet. I should probably start doing that. I'm trying to get all the better ones upgraded, but I think I'm going to need to use my white pet food on a couple of the red ones. Because again, I was just mentioning again like how many reds there are. I think that's finally going to be the first time I finally go use red pet food. I think they might have deliberately put so many good reds on red, just so people would use up all their food, so they'd have to use white pet food. The conspiracy. They put all the good ones on one color, so you have to use whites to feed them. Then why does that have you like... Wait. Then why does that have you like recruit them? I figured with them being set, they nope, it doesn't apply like that. You don't actually recruit them. You're just putting them on your shoulder. It says equip, but yeah, equipping them means nothing. All it does is change the visual that is on your shoulder. It has no effect on anything within a battle. It just puts a little different visual on your shoulder. Doesn't do anything else. It does show up in battle, but it doesn't like contribute stat-wise. Like if your hero casts an ability, you'll see this guy on your shoulder, whatever you put on. But yeah, it's fully cosmetic. All the bonuses are always active. The equip function is just for showing it. It's kind of like when you equip armor in this page, because there's the armor bonus page, which is the one that actually sets it, which is this one. But then there's also the appearance page where you can go and set your armor. But of course, the appearance one does nothing, and that's basically what equipping your pets do. It's just for visual purposes. It's why it always looks like I'm wearing dragon armor, even though we're actually getting the effect of Death Knight armor. Wow, why is my guild doing so many legendary tasks all of a sudden? I think we did like 100+ legendary tasks this week, it feels like. So many. What's a good Devour team? Depends what you have. Generally, it's Great Maul into Mercy's the best possible Devour team in the game. Cheaper options are Bullet into Alchemist. Bullet into Alchemist. And yeah, you can't really get much cheaper than that. And in between just depends on what you have. Yeah, a Great Maul into Mercy is the best possible one. And my personal favorite with it is Great Maul, Mercy, Inferno King, Shegra. And just run with all those skull spammers with it. How do you do the legendary tasks? Legendary tasks you end up unlocking if your guild has reached... if they've completed out every task, which is only about like 1 to 2% of the guilds in the entire game, more so like 1%. But if your guild completes every task on a given week, instead of seeing 6 little icons here that are all of different colors with a bunch of tasks under them, you'll see this page, which once you reach this page, you'll of course get all the stats from maxing out every single one of the things, but you'll also end up getting this thing. And if your guild contributes 1,000,000 gold to this every single time you do that, you get 3 random rewards. This can be legends, it could be mythics, it could be event keys, gem keys, trait stones, varied kind, glory, and glory keys. And yeah, it just drops these various resources, and yeah, that's pretty much the legendary tasks. Most people probably don't have access to them, and if you're playing more casually, you may actually never see them ever. But once you get like way into late game, or into any late game guild, you'll likely start seeing these. But again, only about 1 to 2% of guilds even do this, or are capable of reaching this. So there's a good chance whatever guild you're in likely won't be hitting it anytime soon, if ever. But yeah, once you get like really later into the game, you'll start getting them. They aren't really too particularly good, so you're not really missing out on much, but you sometimes get lucky with them. But for the most part, they're kind of average. When you initially get them, like if you're a newer player and you somehow get yourself into a top-tier guild that are already reaching that, then it's really nice. But generally, by the time you're capable of getting into a guild that's actually reaching legendary tasks are surprisingly not that useful. Which is kind of weird, but that is the way that it kind of works out. Anyways, guys, it's starting to get late here. I think I'm going to be heading off for tonight. Thank you all so much for coming down. Again, I will be back in about 12.5 hours from now. we'll be doing our morning stream and going over, well, not going over anything. We'll just be answering questions, chilling, doing Doomskull stuff, and just messing around with teams. We'll be back tomorrow night as always, 1.5 hours prior to now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And other than that, next Friday is a Gnome event. The Friday after that is New Mythic. So we have those things to look forward to. And next week's event is Zhejian. The last guild you were in was running that. Was not aware that it's that it is how and why. Oh yeah, but the thing, that is definitely how it works. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading off for now. Enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, I guess we'll see you all tomorrow or on Monday when I go over all the new event stuff for the new Zhejian event. But yeah, a really interesting weird Devour coming in on next Monday. Should be kind of cool. If you don't currently have a Devour option, there's actually a new really cheap troop coming in on Monday that you might be able to build around. We'll have to see exactly how it functions, but it has potential to be able to replace out Bullet in many teams. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye, everyone.